how the origin of hip-hop was started. The origin of hip-hop was started by the power of Black and Puerto Rican people. In case you needed to be reminded, a lot of motherfuckers want to try to gentrify our culture. A lot of motherfuckers want to try to act like they conveniently forget who fathered this shit. Black people and Puerto Rican people together, we created the greatest culture in the fucking world. And it's called hip-hop. Latino and Jamaican and Caribbean people, you know, with tropical people, you know, with people that understand what that timing and that rhythm and that pocket feels like in a way unlike any other culture of people. You know, from the bass lines to the way we choose to place our words as people of the Caribbean and of the tropics. I think that it's just it's something you can't really define in words. It's a feeling thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you watch Latinos do the South Side of Merengue and you see Jamaican people, you know, do they shit. It's kind of like something that goes hand in hand. And, you know, it ain't a coincidence that in every urban community, Latino and blacks is there together. That ain't no accident. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not like you find in every urban community, you know, Middle Eastern and black or Asian and black. You know, you always see Latino and black. And I think we just so a part of each other's cultural significance, not only as tropical people, but even here in the United States, where the multicultural, because the U.S. ain't got no culture. They shit is all our shit. A bunch of our shit is what makes the U.S. whatever you want to call it. We still.
Yep. So here we go. What's up, my people? You tuned into Golden Culture. What's poppin'? Just a little knowledge for some that tend to forget. In case little comments here and there, all up in the videos, right? Yo, get your own culture. Why you? No, bro. Don't get it twisted. If you've been around hip hop, you know. There's no need to keep talking, right? Everybody that knows. So we got to filter down the right knowledge, right? Because you could be misled by the who? Y'all already know if y'all been on the channels, by the misinformed. That's a fact. So today, we got a lot of things going on YouTube and a lot of social media sites. If you must know, weather report. It's brick in New York City. So, boop. With that being said, we gonna get on this note right here. We're gonna take off this coat real quick, boop, right? And we're gonna start off with what's popping all over the net. Don't go nowhere. It gets great, right? So right about now, while I take this off, if you bear with me, maybe it's the time for you to consider subscribing, hitting like, dislike, right? What have you. And do that for yourself and for everyone. It's free. Facts. This thing is free here. It's not gonna cost you a thing. You know, you tuned into Golden Culture. You got to get ourselves together over here. Boom. Got to put on the audio technicas, because if not, you don't know what's going on and you left out. So, YouTube, what's popping on the tube? What's popping all over social media? And what's actually going on in the world today? So, I'm watching like everyone else, right? I'm on the tube. I'm checking it out. I'm surfing around, and we got on the Breakfast Club. We got Arsonal, because Charlemagne, your God, right? Not the God, my God, because I don't believe it. But anyway, whatever. We're not gonna throw shade where it's already foggy. So with that being said, Arsenal is up there. And they're like, yo, what's up with this with Cassidy becoming like the face of battle rap? Arsenal is like, what? He's not the face of battle rap. I am. Leave in the comment section what you think. Is Arsenal the face of battle rap? Or do you consider Cassidy? I'm a hustler, baby. Cassidy was that shit, though. You can't front. You got to give it to Cassidy, no matter what. Cassidy paved the way for a lot of people. We got to pay homage and give respect where respect is due, right? If it wasn't for Cassidy, listen, and this with all respects to everyone, right? Because people get a little out of control. But A.R. Ab, you would not know an A.R. Ab if it wasn't for Cassidy, although A.R. Ab and them was already making noise in the industry or coming up, right? Philadelphia, Philly, you heard? Shout out to Philly, man. I lived there for like about 4 months. This is a fact. So, y'all know War, he lived everywhere. Facts. So, Ab was already making noise, but I personally didn't hear about A.R. Ab till then. Till Cassidy's situation, the body, what have you. Then as I started watching more of my peoples that I used to watch, Porilla, which I do tune in, where you can check him out. Porilla's official, got Spanish and English music. I don't know if he's still doing like updated like his music or whatever, but Porilla's been in the industry for quite a while too. This is public information. Everyone knows that. Even Queen's Flip mentioned Porilla when Gano and the priest Benny was up there. So shout out to them dudes, man, for doing an awesome job. You already know we show no hate on a golden culture, bro, and on none of my channels, and that's not how Warpath lives, bro, right? So with that being said, how do you feel about Cassidy, man? They was asking about Cassidy's pay. He's like, man, I can't talk about that man's pay. I don't know his pay. I'm not in his pocket like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people feel like certain things make people fake. There was going on about Cassidy and situations. I mean, what really does define you as being fake or being a weird dude? Like, for real? Look, I wore this chain as a choker today. Does that mean you're going to label me like, boy, it's bugged out? Or nah, man, it's the style. You feel me? I'm trying to switch up things. So I wore it yesterday a different way. Say I felt like choking myself. What it is, right? So we keep it moving, but I'm still Warpath. With that being said, battle rap, right? So they saying that Cassidy is more like a promotional thing. He's not the face of battle rappers. That's for promotion, man. That's crazy, right? How could you talk just like that about Cassidy, man? You forgot? We grew up on Cassidy, man. You was drinking Cassidy. Cassidy had us hustling on the block, right? Made you go hard. I'm a hustler. Who remembers that, man? Gotta wet the whiskers, you heard? So with that being said, so leave in the comments how you feel about that, the Cassidy situation. And I know that some people may not care. Well, cool. If you don't care, you don't care. It's part of the show. It's what we do, man. We talk about things that are going on from time to time and current events. And the current events not just meaning in the world, meaning on YouTube, right? Please do not bite the style. You gotta do your own thing. But respects to everybody. We just having a little humor, right? So he says that, man. It gets crazy. Also, we watching Cameron with the interviews. Cameron's been all over the place lately. So he's on Shade 45. I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with that, right? Shade 45, I tune in from time to time. Shade 45, I tune in from time to time. Why your boy was a poet and I don't even know it? Or those do get out of control, we gotta show it. How this sustain, try to maintain, blowing up the brain. You know how we getting down when we in this frame. I try to throw the pixel. Hold up, I gotta get at you. Golden culture. Yeah, we all gonna catch it. Just bugging out. I don't even know what I said, but it be like that. That's what real freestyle's about, by the way. So anyway, Cameron, we watching Cameron, and if you know Cameron very well and you watch Cameron throughout the years from Dipset, right? He seems to be a very bright dude. Like he's a thinker like I am. Saying if you're a thinker, leave it in the comments. Like sometimes I don't even know what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking like, but I somewhere in the back of my head is a bag, right? You're thinking about bread. Don't matter how much money you have, we never content, right? Like as human beings, we want more, right? American greed. So that's what happened. So Cameron's on the show. The dude asks him, listen, whatever happened to that toilet paper deal you was talking about that you have? Cameron's like, nah, man, I didn't follow through. It was a bright idea though. And he says, I'm gonna look more into it, man. You know, I've been just doing a lot of things. You got to put a lot of time and effort into that type of business. But it was a very bright idea because it's something that's necessity, right? Like you must have toilet paper, like you must have light bulbs. It's like a commodity. They talk, I think is the word. Leave in the comments if I'm saying the right word, and if not, then correct me. You know, corrective criticism is always welcomed as long as it's done in a respectful manner. So yeah, and then Cameron states, look, check this out. This is deep. That these companies they try to monopolize the situations. Someone from Charmin tweeted at him and hit him up. In other words, like, yo, back up off of that. Like, we got this. Don't do that. You know, and you ain't doing no toilet paper thing over here. Like, we want in. Like, you type of thing. So Cameron, you know, Cameron, that's just amping him up more to do it. Like, you know, like, who you think you talking to? That's like when people tell me, yo, war, but they connected. They mobsters. Listen, mobsters, are you serious? We was running these streets with the biggest of mob, like with dudes that the mob would call to do things for. Facts. That's just facts. Shout out to them though. You know what I'm saying? So that's a bright idea. The toilet papers. I just found it crazy how the toilet paper company Charmin would tweet at him and hit him up, and he didn't get into full details, but he stated that in other words, like, yo, leave it alone, Poppy. This is not your niche, your field, right? What have you? So yeah. I'm also watching the Queen's Flip show. You guys know the Queen's Flip guy, right? So we watching Queen's Flip and Paparazzi Poe and the whole situation with Alpo. And a lot of people always tell me, whoa, why you never touch on the Alpo situation? I try to back up off of real touchy subjects as far as like you know, someone died here that their family's still alive, right? There has a family, the family have feelings. We don't want to ruffle any feathers or what have you. And not only that, it's just like I'm a dude of respect. You know, if people respect me, I show the highest regard of respect that no outsider can reach, right? So with that being said, I've spoken about it real brief, but I've deleted my lives, as you know that most of our lives we delete because I always felt like if it was that important to you, then you should have been there. But I also understand that YouTube don't always send out all notifications because they're not supposed to, guys. You need to look that up and really look into that. I mean, it's free. And there's also a place where you pay promotion, and a lot of channels are paying. I used to see it as wrong, but today I understand that you have to invest in your career, right, in order to make it. So I have no hate on that. We doing it organically, and so far, I'm happy with what we've accomplished on all our channels. You know, 5 channels, 3 audio podcasts, and if you haven't tuned in yet to our other channel, which is the baby of the house, that's on the lockout, right? So it's spelled just like that, the way it's there on the screen, right here. It's on the lockout just like that, not with a DA. The reason why I didn't spell it like a hood is because the people that are looking for it, I just don't want people that consider it like I'm gonna spell like we spell in the hood, right? Like normal people, and with all respects to our people, because we from the gutter, the slums, the ghetto, and I love my people and always will, and I'm for the people always. You already know. Golden Boys, we in the building. You know the line. Stop playing. We dripping, we dripping, we dripping. Blood. Okay. So with that being said, yeah, on the lockout. So I didn't want to spell it that way, you know, because when people are gonna look for it, they're gonna look for it the correct way of spelling, right? So golden culture. So I'm watching Queen's Flip and Paparazzi Poe, the son of Alpo. He's a dude that I watch from time to time. I listen to some of his music. I'll be lying if I say I didn't. I followed up on his whole situation when he got stuck up, well set up, what have you, right? And I was just watching that because me being who I was and the things I was doing, I was sticking dudes up. So I always like to hear what happens, right? Because it's kind of crazy or funny. At that time when I watch it, I'm like, oh, I did that before, or I slipped like that before, and then, the lie's more entertaining than the truth always. So, sometimes I think that this dude is saying truth and he's people in disbelief because they can't believe that that happened. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a giant to be making them type of moves, right? And this is public information. So, and me being who I am, I just know that, so where I come from, being where I come from. So I'm watching it and they stating about the DNA test, and he said, um, once he realized that his father wasn't his father, what have you. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen that. I don't want to touch too much into their content and what happened, but I found that interesting, the DNA test and everything. And I found it good that he was able to get closure with that. So leave in the comments how you feel about that. My thing with Alpo has been that people tend to forget, like, you know, I don't applaud what he did or what have you. And I'm pretty sure that he has some regrets probably of certain things he's done in his life. But especially that situation with Rich, I'm pretty sure that if he could take it back, he would. Like, we all human. We make certain mistakes in life, and I just happen to think that that's one of his greatest mistakes right there. I doubt that he would any human being with any type of feeling, right? Don't matter how cold you living at them times. I think that the last thing you want to resort to is having to kill a friend or someone that you met a year ago or someone that has shared the same table with you. I mean, it's like the rule, like, I'm not gonna go and kill somebody that knows where I live at or that my family has met before. You're hurting a lot of people, and his family and what have you. A lot of people were mad. I think the situation was that he went to his funeral and what have you. Listen, there's a homicide involved. We're gonna play it along all the way through. Because at this point, we're not trying to get caught. The thing already happened. All right, let's play this out, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have did the same thing. It's just because it wasn't you at the moment, so you see all the foul things about it, right? It's like when I would do a stick up, and I'm probably the comparison is nowhere near that, but for whatever it means, I mean, it helps me feel better with it. The situation just a little. Uh, I would do a stick up and people are mad. Like, yo, I can't believe Warpath did that to him, man. That's a good dude. But the minute I go and I split some of the bread with them, I'm like, yo, by the way, I got something for you. And I hit you with some work that I got from there. It's like, yo, F that dude anyway, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you was beefing before. Okay, so it boils down to you just mad because it wasn't you. You didn't get that bread. So I know that Alpo had a lot of regrets. He took the people over there to see the site or where he killed the dude at. I get that. It's kind of sad. And a shout out to the Richie's family. Never with no malice or disrespect intended. And we try to refrain from that on this channel. But one thing is for sure and two things is for certain that I found that, like I said, people are going to flip about this. This looks wrong. It feels wrong. But I think that maybe I'm trying to see it in a form like Alpo needed to get closure for himself. And just the fact that he aired it or recorded it and put it out there, then I think that that's the part that was a little depressing to people. But that he had to go there, I think that that's something he had to do. I could see the expression in his face. I could see the knot in his throat. I could feel it. It's just I was there. I try to become one with what's going on when I'm watching something. I try to get into the mode of the character and what is he feeling right now? What is he going through right now? Right? I'm a good identifier with emotions, right? For those of you that don't know, I was a staff intern at a certain facilities, and I was well on my way of becoming a big honcho, right? And the people that I've left behind, they're directors to the places, senior directors, they run the places, and they're like, listen, you're talked about to this day. That's something that a lot of people don't know about Warpath. I had got sentenced to a 4.5 to 9, which became a 4.5 to 12, and I was sent in a Daytop Village, which is a drug facility, right? And don't matter if you just smoke weed, And we, not to minimize, don't matter if it's a drug is a drug, right? It's just the bottom line. Uh, but if you drink alcohol, which is the number one killing substance in the world, right? It's really not talked about because it's legalized. And once the government is making money off of something, then they're not gonna keep promoting how harmful it is because it's messing up their profits, right? So as the people, we need to put that out there ourselves, the dangers of these things. So with that being said, I was up there and I was working on self. I was sentenced, of course. I was there by a judge. So I was trying to do what I gotta do, still in the process. I wind up getting kicked out and still doing my time. A second time I wind up leaving. So I was at the same facility quite a few times, and I worked myself up from a shingle, just being there in less than 90 days, to the chief of the house, to senior coordinator, to becoming one of the most powerful influences that ever passed through Daytop Village in Springwood, right? And to this day, my name is talked about there. That's what I'm told. The people always mention I gave them the hardest treatment ever, and the programs are not easy, and so I've always was able to move a crowd, and uh, uh, I don't know if you want to say be manipulative into getting the crowd to doing what you want, but hey, call it what you want. It worked for me, so I've always been good with that, right? Being that I came from the prison system, and the director always told me, listen, you see the way whoever you involved in, whatever gang or whatever you're running with that people consider a gang, he said you need to use that in a positive way. And once he put that in my mind, I started thinking that way. I used it for positive things. Cause I would always get up still on Rikers Island or up north and be like, yo, listen up, bro. Yo, listen. One of them dudes that's beefing, but I'm beefing to everybody. And everybody really wants to put that work in on you, but they like, son gets busy. He's not, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just didn't. I've done this plenty of times. And I don't want to get into the whole politics about that. If you've been around, you know what it is, man. Um, but I'm never showing off, just telling a story, so that maybe someone can learn from the things that I've been through or we all have been through, right? This is golden culture. This is not a prison channel, but we talk about everything and we touch on everything because at the end of the day, it's still our culture, right? No matter what it is, I spell culture with a K. That's just the way I grew up. Uh, I was gonna put it back with a C because I don't want nobody to feel disrespected. And nowadays, this is my family, right? And we love everybody, right? We're not going off of you down with this, down with that, like you're not wanted on the channel. Now I got plenty of Crip dudes that are my friends from the streets, from the channel, from it don't matter, bro. We not cyber banging. We don't do that, right? Like who does that? That makes you tough. You come online and cyber bang? Nah, bro. We did that. We've been there. It's time to grow up and move on, right? Because if we stay stagnated, we're not gonna accomplish anything in life, right? And it's just the way it goes for everybody. So with that being said, if you've ever thought about opening up a channel, my suggestion to you is that you do it, right? And that you don't worry about no one. I'm gonna tell you something, right? And this is this is advice to you. If you're watching and you ever thought about, listen, maybe I want to open up a YouTube channel. I think it's too saturated. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's opening up a prison channel. Everybody's doing maybe Warren them caught it on time. Now there is no time. YouTube and all these social media sites are for everyone. They're for you too. Don't matter what you've been through. Listen, prime example, and I say this all the time. A lady and her husband started a channel. They were ex-addicts. So I seen people saying, "Oh, bro, now these fiends are open up." That's a real nasty word, by the way. I seen someone use that, and the dude come back and blow his head off. Boom! This is a fact by Cassidy when I was going out there. So and rest in peace to that brother. But they got murked right then and there. We was there, like, wow, it's going down. Disrespect of dope fiends saying all that. Meanwhile, dude was a dude that put in work. He was just slipping and going through something in his life, right? So some people need more help than others. So do we put them down or do we help them? We say, yo, my brother, I love you. Yo, my sister, I love you. Do you really? Do you really? That's another human being just going through something. And I seen dudes that at the same token were like, I'll never do this, I'll never do that. And today you see them and you're doing the right things in life and you well off and they strung out. And I'm like, wow, you picked to turn 40 something and start getting high. But there you go. It was a person that said, I would never. It's not you never. It's still one of your yets. You yet to try that out. So you gotta watch what you say in life, because things do come back to boop, bite you in the buns. So never happy that people fall off. We're happy that we're here to help them get back up. That's what we do at Golden Culture, at all our other channels. So yeah, let's go. Leave it in the comments how you feel about what was said here. I wanted to touch on a few more things before we go. I don't want to ride this thing out too long, but I really wanted to let you know that we coming with a lot more new content, and so should you. Never mind us. We're gonna come with that flavor. It's gonna get better. By the end of this month, Golden Culture is gonna be up the roof, because that's our goal. But what are your goals? Where you're trying to be? We know where you at. Where you trying to be tomorrow? Where you trying to be next week? Are you trying to do something? Not just YouTube. There's a lot of other streaming sites that you could get on that'll give you just the same amount of success. But it's about feeling good about yourself, right? It's about setting out a goal and accomplishing it. So is YouTube too saturated to somebody open? No, never. 2020 is the best time. It's your year, right? So you could just be the person that watches, or you could be the person that makes the content so that other people watch. What I could tell you is that if you're thinking about making content, you already got an upper hand on a lot of people, because not everyone thinks like you. It takes a unique person to have a vision to say, I'm going to open up a channel and post content on it so the world can see. I'm going to open up my life, or I'm going to do something that people can be entertained or learn from. Not everybody has a message of hope, of wellness, of moving up. Listen, not everyone has a message. Your channel doesn't have to be about you setting out a message. Not every content that you watch is about message. It's other types of things you can get into, right? So with that being said, man, you need to just do it. Start your channel, man. It is very important that you do so. Super important that you do so. Super important that you keep posting, right? And that when you post, there's the money. That you make a video and you post it, that your next content you post, you give it a 12-hour span in between before you post the next video, because YouTube is not gonna know what to do with it. You know how it works, the technical parts. So you don't want to have two content IDs out at the same time. Trust me when I tell you, I will never steer you wrong. I spent a lot of time, should I say, practicing, if it's the right word, or trying to get things down to perfection, and studying what works and what don't. And I'm not even concerned about the numbers, like, oh, well, that one only got 200 views, that one got 300 views, because I'm figuring things out so that way it's not like I'm telling you something that I don't know. I'm telling you something because I tried this. I've done that. I've been there, right? It's like the streets. It's like drugs. It's like whatever. You don't want a dude talking to you about weed, about alcohol, if he's never drank or he never smoked, or heavy drugs if he never tried it, right? It's just a fact. That's the way we get down as the people. But we all have that special something within us. Find that. Use that. Become that. Facts. And you will be that. Dream big, be free, be epic. But while doing so, always remember to stay you. My name is WARPATH. This is Golden Culture. GK, God's kids. God is king. Facts. Whatever your higher power is, that's who I'm talking about. Don't get it confused. It doesn't always have to be the light-skinned dude with blue eyes. I get it. I understand that. That's not what we do. Golden Culture. We for the people. All people. Love all people. Comment, like, dislike. I answer back all comments myself. I will get to it. A lot more new content coming on here on Golden Culture. Leave your thoughts on what you think, what we spoke about today. I got a lot more new content we're going to do. Just stay tuned. Thank you for coming along with WARPATH on all his crazy journeys. I love you guys. By the way, check me out on Facebook and Instagram. We're trying to get more people in that Facebook. It's Lockout Gang. Lockout Gang is the group. On the Lockout is the page. You can tune into both of them because we're going live on both of them. We streaming on both of them. And On the Lockout is the channel where I talk about my life and other things. I love you guys. Tune in. We gonna turn it up this year. And I'm gonna help you do all the things you set out to do. This social media, YouTube, all these streaming platforms, the beauty about it is for everyone. Facts. Don't let no one discourage you with their words, but let yours be heard.